Hey guys, Josh here, and REKA, a game about becoming a witch and building a chicken-legged house, just released in early access on Steam. In this preview, I would like to share with you what you can expect out of this early access, and I'll tell you a bit about my experience. This video is sponsored by Fireshine Games, the publisher of REKA, so thanks to them for giving me the chance to check out their game and for supporting the channel. The game is currently 10% off until September 19, so feel free to check it out using the link in the description. Before we dive into the video, I just want to quickly clarify that like any sponsored content on my channel, I only work with games that give me a lot of freedom with what I can say, as my goal is to be as transparent as possible. The purpose of this video is to give the developers some visibility. I'll share some useful information with you about the game so you know what to expect, and I will be adding some of my personal thoughts. Keep in mind that this is not a review, but it should give you a good picture of what the game is like, and then you can decide if it's for you or not. Let's begin, and as the name of the game suggests, you play as this young girl called REKA, and even though she's a preset character, you get to customize her a bit. You can choose her skin tone, tattoos, facial features, hair, as well as her outfits, and if you hesitate on certain details, don't worry too much, as you will eventually unlock a mirror allowing you to change her appearance at any time. You then arrive into this beautiful world, and the environments really stood out to me. If you're looking for a game with strong fall vibes, this is it. The leaves are all yellow and orange, the grass is browning, there's a lot of fog, and I don't know how they did it, but somehow maybe it's the sun rays, the lighting, or the colors, but you can really feel the cold air of fall just by looking at the game. I play a lot of games that have seasons, and it's always fall in this one, so you're just getting one season, but it really looks and feels like the fall that I'm familiar with. It is beautiful. The timing of this release is also very fitting since we're approaching fall, but I would recommend you have a good look at the system requirements on Steam, as the game can be a bit demanding and one of the developers' priority right now is optimization. When you start, you will quickly stumble upon different characters and a little village, and everyone will mention an old woman who turns out to be Baba Yaga. If you're not familiar, she's a popular figure of the Slavic folklore, often known for eating children. I don't want to spoil the story as it is genuinely captivating to follow along, but one thing I appreciate with this game is that it is packed with Slavic folklore. There's Baba Yaga, of course, there's a chicken-legged house, lots of different spirits and creatures that admittedly I don't know much about yet, but now I do want to learn about them. This made following along the story quite interesting, and to bring this world to life even more, the developers collaborated with award-winner writer Rihanna Pratchett, who wrote for games like Tomb Raider, Bioshock Infinite, and Prince of Persia. Also, even though the world does have a dark, eerie atmosphere, I want to specify that it's not in any way a horror game, it's not scary, you won't get jump scared, and there's no combat. As far as I know, there's no way to really fail or die. It's pretty much like a very cozy exploration game with Slavic folklore and a darker aesthetic. And before I started playing, I wasn't too sure what REKA was going to be like in terms of gameplay, so let's go over what you can expect here. For the most part, you will go from one area to the next, so it is not an open world but rather a collection of mid-sized areas, and in each one you will find characters that will give you main and side quests. These quests could be things like collecting specific items, finding a character, feeding wildlife, destroying scarecrows, so there is some variety, but it's mostly about finding things in the world. The game does not always tell you exactly where to go, it depends on the quest, so there is a bit of investigation and having to figure things out on your own at times. It is encouraging the players to explore, to interact with the different characters, try different things, and the world has a good amount of items to collect as well as new furniture and outfits to find. One little touch that I liked is that instead of picking up things by hand, like in most games, you have these crows that you send to pick them up, and I don't know, it just feels so satisfying and different. These same crows are also used to destroy things and cut trees a bit later, and I think it's so clever and it makes them into this kind of all-in-one tool. Another unique part of REKA is the ability to build your very own chicken-legged home. As you gather resources and pieces of furniture, you will get to build multiple floors, add walls and a roof, and decorate to make it as cozy as a chicken-legged house can be. It took me a bit of time getting used to the controls, but once I got the hang of it, it worked quite well, and the part I was dreading the most, the roof, ended up being very easy to put together. As you explore the world, you will find furniture to place in your home. I'm already running out of space, so I will have to rearrange things a bit. And some of the furniture is functional, like the mirror to change their appearance or the bed to change the time of day. There is a grid when you place floors and walls, but furniture can be placed and rotated freely. Since your house has legs, you get to actually control it and move it around, which is faster than walking by yourself. And there is also a button to fast travel back to your house, very useful as you will inevitably stray away from it as you explore. Now, if you're wondering how much content is in the Early Access build of the game, it currently goes until the end of Chapter 1. Depending on your playstyle, how long it takes you to get there may vary a lot. For me, by focusing mostly on the main quest, it took me about 2 hours to finish the first chapter. If I go back to do more of the side quests, build and decorate my house a bit more, I could see myself putting about 4 hours into the current build of the game. The developers estimate that with a relaxed playthrough, it should take roughly 6 to 8 hours, so maybe I'm just really fast, and hopefully this gives you a good idea as to how much time you could spend on this game. The game will remain in early access for the remainder of 2024, and while there's no specific date yet, in 2025 we should be seeing the full 1.0 release. During that time, the small team of developers will be adding new areas, quests, items, and more, but their priority for the month of September will be fixing bugs and optimizing the game. I did myself encounter a few bugs during my live stream. There was one prompt that wouldn't disappear from the screen. I tried to quit and reload my save file to get rid of the prompt, and when I came back, the quest I was working on was not proceeding like it was supposed to. So like any game with early access, keep in mind the fact that you may or may not encounter bugs. However, I am hopeful about the team addressing them. Once early access ends, the developers are anticipating a price increase, but they will give us all a notice before it happens. If you are interested in getting involved with the early access, the developers have a Discord server that is their primary platform where they interact with the community and receive feedback, so I will leave a link to that in the video description, as it is that feedback along with bug reports that will allow them to develop the best version of REKA possible. So that is what you can expect from REKA in early access. If you're interested in channeling your inner witch this fall, the game is 10% off on Steam until September 19th, so feel free to check it out using the link in the description. Thank you so much to Fireshine Games for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. If you'd like to see more, I did a 2-hour live stream of the game where you'll get a better taste of what the gameplay is like, so feel free to check that out as well. And if you've already played REKA, I'm very curious to know what you think of this game, so let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next video.